So in first instance, I would first want to understand, like, okay, how many other companies have you worked with that are like us? What kind of examples do you have of companies that we've worked with? Can you show us testimonials, or can we speak with a couple of companies that you've worked with just to get that social proof? Like that
Hmm.
shouldn't be an issue for most recruitment companies. And then I think it's really important to quite quickly have the idea that the person you're speaking with knows more about this topic than you do, so they can properly advise you around who you should be looking for. Because realistically, and I don't think this is an expectation a lot of companies have from recruiters, but if you're working with a recruitment agency and you're paying a hefty fee, like in the end, it's not a small amount of money. You should be able to expect that they are better at this than you are. So that means that when you're talking about what you're looking for, that they ask great questions, that they get all the information they need to successfully fill the role, but that they also, based on hearing everything you're saying, they summarize it, but then also come up with some advice like, hey, this is what I would do in your situation. And maybe you're putting too much emphasis on this, but there's actually a must-have that I would like to add to it. That's not making their work easier, but it's just being honest about the fact what this company truly needs. We run into companies every now and then that say, hey, Michiel, we're looking for a chief revenue officer. And then I'm like, okay, great. Like a C-level title, that's, easy to sell for me as a recruiter. It's typically hard searches, but a C-level title is easy to sell. And then they start talking to me and I'm asking questions, and everything I'm hearing is sales. Like they're not talking about marketing. They're not talking about customer success. So it's actually not a chief revenue officer position. It's a VP sales position. Really often when we speak with startups, they're working with the wrong titles and setting themselves up for a very difficult situation on the longer term. So I'm advising those companies like, hey, to me, it sounds like you need a VP sales that can work hand in hand with a marketing manager. And that makes my job more difficult because I cannot give a fancy C-level title away, but I do know it's what's best for the company that I'm working with. And realistically, almost in every conversation, there are things that the companies we're speaking with are missing in the qualifications that they're looking for, which we add to it, despite the fact that it's making our job harder.